everyone, welcome to this video, the Raw review hosted by me, that H, that E to the A to the D, that's right, the host of the Wrestling Madness podcast himself, Anthony Walker. Hope you guys are all doing good. I'm going to talk about last night's Monday Night Raw. As I'm recording this is now 4 o'clock Tuesday tea time, Tuesday tea time. So, hopefully we can get through this, and yes, I'll use the audio for the upcoming Wrestling Matters podcast show. But Seth Rollins kicked off Monday Night Raw. Yep, Seth Rollins kicked off Monday Night Raw this week, wanting to talk, and by the way, Monday Night Raw was in Brooklyn, New York. He kicked off Raw, Seth Rollins, wanting to talk about last week's incident. The incident involving the briefcase, which was the funniest thing on the show. The green goo and that. And he came down and talked about how embarrassing it was and cut a promo on it and did his all the usual stuff. That was until the Cruiserweight division showed up. As Dean Ambrose called them, Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury came down, wanting him to come back. I'm guessing Triple H and Stephanie sent them, wanting them to come back, because they realised Seth Rollins was a marked man. Oh, was that true? As Seth Rollins ignored them and continued on with his promo, out of nowhere, John Cena shows up and attempts to beat the living crap out of Seth Rollins. Although he did on occasion, Seth Rollins got away. Seth Rollins got away, ran into the crowd, and started mocking Cena from the crowd. And as he did that, he looked to his right. Dean Ambrose was there, and Dean Ambrose proceeded to beat the piss out of him. Again, Seth Rollins got away, but as he got away, he walked right into Cena. Cena grabbed out of him, flipped him over the barricade, started beating him up, and then Dean Ambrose, the crazy motherfucker that he is, jumps off the barricade and takes out both Cena and Rollins. And then Rollins manages to get away. And then Triple H and Stephanie come out and book a match between Dean Ambrose and John Cena versus The Authority, Rollins, Kane and Orton. Same shit, different day, or different week, in my opinion. But, yeah, good way to kick off Raw. A predictable match next, an okay match to kick off the matches on Raw. Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler and the Usos versus Tag Champs Goldust and Stardust and Cesaro. Now it was an okay match, a good way to kick off the Monday Night Raw show. Not very good. Continue going back to last week, because I thought last week's match was better with Cesaro, Ziggler and The Miz, but that's just me. That would be a better way to kick off Raw, a match like that, or a match of that caliber. But yeah, it was a predictable match. The Usos get the pin by doing their splash move that they do, the top rope splash. But we all know where this is heading. At some point the Usos are going to get a title shot over, again, their rematch against another rematch, if you will, against Goldust and Stardust. And Cesaro and Ziggler are going to battle it out for the Intercontinental Championship, which to me is fucking interesting itself. And yeah, that would be a great match in itself. Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler, this time without The Miz. So yeah, I'm guessing all these matches will probably take place at Hell in a Cell October 26th. Now, Katie Lee and Honda's were guests on Monday Night Raw, came out, and lo and behold, they were partying with Adam Rose. And yes, Adam Rose's entourage was there, the Rosebuds, including that damn bunny. Yeah, wow. Nothing to say about this, but that pretty much says it all. Now, before I go on to the next match, I just want to say, look out for the Bray Why promo on there. If you haven't seen Raw, if you've seen Raw and you want to go back and watch it. Last week's promo consisted of Luke Harper, and again, it was all about Luke Harper again, and I think there was one later on in the evening about Eric Rowan also. God knows what they're doing with Eric Rowan, but apparently Luke Harper's going solo. That would be interesting in itself, but why break up the Wyatts? You know, and there's all this talk about Bray Wyatt doing a babyface run. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind that, because at the end of the day, Bray Wyatt's over. You could put him heel, you could put him babyface, he would still be over. But I think he's more better as a heel at the moment. If you want to give him a babyface run, give him it somewhere down the road. Don't give him it now. Be interested to see how it pans out, but hey, this is WWE we're talking about. You know, booking, logic, bad booking, you know, could happen. Next match, oh Jesus Christ. He manages to get back, from his whooping that he got from Mark Henry after beating Mark Henry last week. Bo Dallas again defeats Mark Henry, this time by a count out. Now, Mark Henry was about that close from doing the World's Strongest Slam. I don't know if it was going to be on the announce table, probably be more better, or the arena floor, but Bo Dallas manages to get away and get a count out victory. I fucking hate Bo Dallas. I really do. I despise him so much, it's not even funny. The Bo Dog, which is Stratus faction, how could this guy be taken seriously, man? That's what I want to know. I just don't like the guy. Should have just kept him on NXT. And it's funny how he wins the NXT title on NXT, and WWE bring him up and that. Then again, they had CM Punk way back in the day, who they put on OVW because they didn't know what to do with him. And it took the ECW, the revamped ECW, which was led by Paul Heyman at the time. It took that for him to come up to the WWE main roster, so to speak, even though it was on the ECW brand. Fuck me, WWE, I tell you. They seriously don't know their talent or how to book talent. I think they need teaching. I think they need some lessons in that, to be honest with you, but hey, that's just my view. Dean Ambrose came out and called out basically John Cena, and kind of promoting each other, saying that they didn't like each other. We all knew that. They had a common goal, and that was to get a piece of Rollins. And during the handicap match later on, and quite frankly, Dean Ambrose said he couldn't give a crap about John Cena, and Dean Ambrose walked away from John Cena and ditched him. Got on this subway train, got on a train and went back to wherever the heck he was going. Because, and it went from the handicap match to John Cena versus The Authority. I love Dean Ambrose. Crazy motherfucker. Absolute lunatic. Brie Bella, more Total Divas bullshit. I said this, Kenny said this on Sunday Segway. Leave Total Divas as it is, a show, okay? Don't have it anything to do with the WWE, because let's face it, Total Divas is the building block for the WWE Divas division. It's the promotion burial, so to speak. That's why Total Divas is there. And I feel sorry for anybody who's in the Divas division, because apparently, from what I've been told, if you're on Total Divas, you can't win the title. Because apparently the network, or whatever the fuck this show's on, or the people who run Total Divas don't want any Divas to be champion who's on the show. So basically, if you're on that show, your career is over, so to speak. And God help the NXT girls if they come up and end up on that show. And if they're listening right now, stay away from it, okay? Because you're not going to be champion. Charlotte's already mentioned it quite clear that the NXT Women's Champion, she wants to be the Divas Champion. She wants a piece of AJ Lee, so that's made it quite clear. And this thing between Brie Bella and Nikki Bella is just turned into, I mean, thank God they're doing a respectable feud, or finding some way to use them and to make this feud. But let's face it, Brie Bella is getting the same treatment that Nikki got after Brie slapped Stephanie at Payback and quit. Because that would have been because all the handicap matches that Nikki was in, that would have been Brie. But Brie quit. So where do you go to next? Nikki. And that's why Nikki's turned heel and blah 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 blah. But yeah, more Total Divas bullshit. And I'm not going to make any claim. I hate Total Divas. Jack Swagger beats Tyson Kidd with the Patriot Lock, and he catches Tyson Kidd in midair and gets the Patriot Lock on him. It's nice to see Tyson Kidd on Raw. Granted, he ain't going to beat Jack Swagger, because Jack Swagger's got too much momentum on him. My guess is Jack Swagger's a babyface now because of Wade Barrett. That's another issue for another day, though. But this thing between Natalya and Tyson Kidd, I mean, these two are supposed to be married, but at the rate it's going right now, again, Total Divas bullshit, it looks like they're heading for divorce. That's what it is. I hope not, but that's what it looks like. I just wish they'd use Tyson Kidd a little bit more better, as well as Natalya. I mean, Natalya, in my opinion, should be Divas champion. But it's, again, WWE booking at its blatant best. But a good little match, and Jack Swagger got the win. I'm not going to talk about much the next one. His attitude remains strong as a Superman punch. Roman Reigns, that is. He did an interview via satellite. Hasn't made it clear when he's going to come back, but sooner or later the Roman Empire will resume its dominance. My question is, when this guy does come back, will he get his match, or his proposed match, if you will, against Triple H? Because he's already faced Randy Orton. He's already had the feud with Randy Orton. Will he get a match with Triple H? We have to wait and see, but we'll have to wait until he comes back. I still believe that this, where he's at right now, don't get me wrong, surgeries are serious, they couldn't be more serious, but I still believe that this was just a way to get him out, to bring Ambrose back in. That's just my opinion, but like I says, I'm not taking anything away if you have surgery or anything like that, because surgery is surgery, and surgery is a serious thing. Now, the next match after that, I guess we're going back to the midgets. Oh, for fuck's sake. El Torito versus Mini Gator. Mini Gator dressed up as Hornswoggle. I'm not even going to talk about this. I'll let you guys see for yourself. I refuse to talk about this. And it's bullshit like this that makes you realise, and makes you wonder why I talk about main points of Raw, SmackDown and TNA or Impact Wrestling on my podcast, because of bullshit like this, because I refuse to talk about it. It sucks. God almighty. Anyway, Rusev came out with Lana to talk about what happened with Big Show and the whole Russian flag and the apology on SmackDown. They came out to respond, and lo and behold, as they called out Big Show didn't show up, even though he was backstage under some sort of guidance or course or whatever the fuck they had him on. Big Show didn't come out. The Rock did. And proceeded to get in the face of the big bad Rusev and owning Lana too. Go back and watch it if you can, saying that Lana was gorgeous, but she looked like a streetwalker, so to speak. All the mocks, good shit, funny stuff, and basically owning Rusev, saying he looked like Chewbacca. Anyway, he had breath like Chewbacca. And then proceeded to beat the living crap out of him, smacking him in and defending America. in a way. And The Rock standing tall over the Rusev. Rock versus Rusev. Moving on. Oh, God. Divas match. Now, it seems, from what I gathered, with the Total Divas cast not being able to win the championship, there were 4 divas in this match that could win the championship. Paige, Alicia Fox, probably the reason why they're not on Total Divas, because they won the title. AJ Lee, and it was them two, Paige and Alicia Fox, by the way, versus AJ Lee and, God help us, Santino Marella's old sidekick, Emma, the Pied Piper of Flowing Bubbles. Just when things couldn't get any worse. But the match took place, and it got to a point where Emma, I think, tried to steal the spotlight from AJ Lee, or wouldn't tag in AJ Lee, and AJ walked away and left Emma in the lurch. Probably the best thing AJ could do. Because I can't stand Emma. I don't get Emma. Emma to me is like Bo Dallas. I can't take seriously. And don't get me wrong, Emma is what it is. It's nothing personal. It's just an opinion. I don't like you. I don't like your character. You're probably a sweetheart outside the ring, but this thing, and I don't fucking get it. And thank God AJ Lee ended that match with the way she did, and that, and Paige got the victory over you. And like Kenny said on Sunday Segway, I'm done with this Paige and AJ feud. The sooner it's over, the better. Now, Sheamus faces The Miz rather, and try to see what happened with Mizdow last week, and Sheamus literally kicking his head off. Apparently there's been some beef between The Miz and Sheamus, and The Miz actually beat Sheamus to get the 1, 2, 3, and probably a US title shot, since he can't get in a kind of title shot anymore. So now they've basically demoted him back to the US title. And Sheamus didn't take it too kindly and proceeded to grab a chair and chase Miz and Sandow, I refuse to call him Mizdow, back to the locker room. I think the moneymaker, the king of the moneymaker, and the Rock wannabe, so to speak, as I call him, Rock entrance and all that, I think it's safe to say that he's pissed off an Irishman. And this was orchestrated punishment for Miz's insolence against the authority by, guess who? Corporate Kane. Corporate Brown knows it. But yeah, no doubt Miz will probably get a US title shot at some point. Probably, what I call it, a Hell in a Cell up to October 26th. The next part was Susan G. Coleman thing. Joan London addressing the WWE Universe, and then Cena comes out and hugs her. It's about this Susan G. Coleman cancer thing. Not much to talk about. You know, it is what it is, and it's the charity the WWE work for. John Cena defeats Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, and Kane via DQ. Now, obviously there was a beatdown going on, but as the match was taking place and Orton was about to RKO John Cena, out of nowhere the Psycho returns, that's right, the Lunatic Fringe, with a hot dog carrot, them hot dog cart things. Brings it down to ringside. Orton and Kane go after him, and Orton and Kane get sprayed by mustard and tomato ketchup by Ambrose, and then Ambrose proceeds to ram the hot dog cart right back in to Orton and Kane, and then goes in and starts beating the crap out of Rollins. Well, he's attempting to. Pretty lackluster main event to have, but I could understand why. And yeah, it was what it was. And the rumours were true. Apparently WWE have decided to go with John Cena versus Ambrose, Hell in a Cell, with the winner going into a Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins. Now, I love John. If Dean Ambrose doesn't win this, I will not watch that match. A John Cena versus Seth Rollins match. Because everybody wants Dean Ambrose to win. Everybody wants Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose at Hell in a Cell. And there's going to be a lot of pissed off people if that doesn't take place. Maybe give John Cena, Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. But Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins need to be in the Hell in a Cell match. And if this doesn't take place, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. And that's the end of that. I would give Raw 6. That's my rating this time. Raw is 6. Yeah, but other than that, okay Raw. Not the best, but once again, Ambrose steals the show. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys enjoy what I've done. I have now 22 subscribers on my YouTube page. youtube.com/AJW Wrestling Matters. Please check out the 2 interviews that I've done. Jezebeth and Colleen Masters. They seem to have gone over pretty well. And thank you, Colleen and Jezebeth, for doing them interviews. Hopefully many more in the pipelines, but we'll have to wait and see. And thank you guys for supporting the Wrestling Matters podcast as well. I've just, I've done 27 episodes now of the podcast, plus the other stuff that I've done as well. But the podcast seems to be getting over. I'm getting good feedback as well, and yeah, just keep supporting it. And I love you guys for the support as well. Also, if you're new around here, subscribe. The subscribe button down there as well. Also, like if you like what you see. Get my shit over and all that. And hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm Anthony Walker. Until next time, peace out. Wrestling matters as always.